Good evening. The time is 6:30 and the date is Wednesday, October 8, 2025. Commissioner Jim Franklin, Megan Hickey, and Brian Payne are absent today. Commissioner Buzz Artiano is attending virtually. Thank you, Buzz. I'm going to now open this meeting and make a roll call. And I remind everyone to just sign in when you come in. Thanks. Here's our roll call. Kalina's here. Dot?
Yes.
And Buzz?
Yes.
And Marilyn?
Yes.
Thank you so much. Please note we're doing a hybrid meeting with in-person and virtual attendance. If a member of the virtual public would like to make comments, please during this public hearing, please use the raise hand function on Zoom and you'll be assigned a speaking time. If you're listening in via telephone dial-in, press *9. That will raise your hand, and then press *6 to unmute yourself. This meeting's being recorded by the local scene. Thank you very much. And a record of this meeting will be posted on the local scene website as soon as they're able. Anyone intending to make an audio or video recording of this meeting should notify me at this time. Great. Here's an announcement. The Open Space Committee still has one open seat. Please contact the Conservation Department for details. Would you brief us, Matt, on what needs to be signed? We're going on to signing of documents.
Yep, we have the enforcement orders for 48-4 Rabbith Road as voted at the September 24th meeting. I did issue them with my signature. They just need to be ratified. And we have the DOA for Ring Road Solar as approved at the September 24th meeting, and an invoice for Kingston Landscaping for mowing at Bay Farm. Coming from your right.
Coming from the right. All right. We've got 3 action items. The first is 17 Novadear Circle. It's a request for a determination about applicability. This is for a proposed addition to single-family house. It's been continued from an earlier date. Is that the first item you want to hear?
Yep.
Matt? Okay. You want to give us a briefing on that?
Sure. So we did this at a previous meeting. This was an addition that was not intended to be a bedroom. And since that meeting, the homeowner has worked with the health agent and they determined they could get a deed restriction, officially limiting the property to 3 bedrooms, thereby not increasing the flow rate of the existing septic system. And I have that document. It's been recorded at the Registry of Deeds, so I would recommend issuance of a -3 DOA approving the proposal, unless the commission has any other questions.
Any questions? All right, thank you. Do I need a motion on that, Matt?
Sure.
Do I hear a motion to issue a -3 DOA approving the project?
I'll make that one.
That was Marilyn, seconded by Dot.
Seconded by Dot.
Sorry, remember that we want to speak those out for the person that's doing our minutes.
All right, I'll take a vote on that. Buzz?
Yes.
Kalina's a yes. Dot?
Yes.
And Marilyn?
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay, great, thanks.
Have fun at bowling. I'll have the permit ready for signature at the next meeting, and when they sign it, you'll be able to pick it up the next day.
Thank you.
Okay. And what about 3 Prospect Street?
This one, I don't think we've done before, so we can let them give a presentation first.
All right, let's move for a presentation. Just identify yourself for the record, name and address. Thank you so much.
Matt, can you put the plan up on the screen? If that's easy. I could put the board up, but it's a little small for you guys to see.
Yeah.
So Kevin Flaherty from Flaherty and Stefani, representing Brad and Erin Sears at 3 Prospect Street. So I guess just while Matt's getting the plan up on the screen, the property is located on the right side as you go up Prospect Street across from Charlie Horse. The proposal is to do a 1-story, 1-bedroom addition, a 12 by 15.3, off the right side of the house. When we were contacted by the homeowners, we had Brad Holmes from ECR go out and flag the bordering vegetated wetland that was shown on the GIS. As his delineation was taking place, he also noticed that there was a potential vernal pool towards the back portion behind the bordering vegetated wetland, so he flagged that as well. We put out an existing conditions. Do you want me to put the plan up?
Sorry, it's just gonna.
No, that's okay. I just didn't want to.
I haven't signed into the Zoom yet, and I totally forgot.
Okay.
So it's just gonna take me a second to sign it.
So we went out there to do the existing conditions, picked up Brad's flags, showing the buffers on the plan. So really what we're doing is a 12 by 15.3 addition off the rear right of the property, of the house. We're outside of the 100-foot potential vernal pool buffer. We're outside of the 50-foot bordering vegetated wetland buffer, and really almost entirely in the lawn area that's existing. There is a arborvitae that we will be removing just because it's so close to where the addition is going to take place. Part of just removing that is we're going to replant a couple white oak trees right on the property line, kind of a little bit farther away, but just as some sort of mitigation factor for taking down some vegetation. During the site walk, Matt and I went through it. We noticed that there was a sump pump that was discharging towards the rear of the property. Just as a kind of, to make sure we can remedy the problem. I think it's been there for years and years, probably predating these owners. We're going to be removing that and then rerouting the sump pump through the kind of the new addition area out to the front yard to kind of make the situation better out back. And again, I think I'd be happy to answer any questions. I think there's the plan right there. So as you can see, the addition's right off the back right side of the house. That big kind of symbol that you see is the arborvitae that we're going to be removing. There's an erosion control layer that we have right at the edge of the 100-foot vernal pool buffer. And that line that Matt's kind of covering over right now, that cursor is where that drain line comes out the back. So you can see here, this line that comes straight out here, we're going to be abandoning that and removing any section of it that's going to be within the buffer that's kind of exposed. We don't want to excavate out to cause any more disturbance, but just to kind of, again, remedy a situation that the homeowners kind of inherited. And with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Well, can we hear from you, Matt, on this?
Sure.
Yeah, so I'll probably repeat a little bit about what he just said, but addition right here in pre-existing lawn area, cutting down a spruce tree right here. It's a horticultural plant, not native. Replacing it with 2 bald and burlapped white oak trees, which are a native species. So that's good. We did see out back that sump pump pipe coming out into the wetland. So I did suggest kind of, cutting the section that's out in the wetland and just capping it underneath the back lawn. There was a little bit of dumping back there too. I thought, maybe that should be removed before the work starts, and there's potential maybe for conservation posts along the edge of the woods line just to protect against further encroachment. So what they came up with was capping that pipe back there and having the pipe connect out through the new section of foundation into a dry well that would also take the roof runoff just from the addition, correct?
Correct.
Yeah. So.
And there'll be no change, just to add into that, there'll be no change. It's on town sewer, so there's no septic, upgrades or anything like that required.
Right, and you have smelt brook east of the site, but it's outside of the 200-foot jurisdictional area. And as far as jurisdiction to potential vernal pool out back, the entire project is within the existing developed area, so that really doesn't add anything in a regulatory sense to this project, and it seems to fit all the other guidelines. And I would recommend issuing a -3 DOA, and we can deal with it however the commission wants. If you want to say that, you know, the dumping and all the conservation posts need to be done before the work starts, we could do that, or we could deal with it in the future through enforcement if the work doesn't get done. Just because DOAs don't have the same level of follow through.
Is there any member of the public online or present who'd like to speak on this? All right. Any member of the commission wants to speak on this?
Polina?
Is
There's
that you,
Buzz.
Buzz? Okay.
Yep. So I would like to just ask that, I'm fine with the project. I would ask that the conservation post and the cleanup happen prior to the work starting. I just think 3 posts would be plenty, one on each corner, and one in the middle would be fine.
Can we make that a condition?
Any issue with that?
Yeah, we're fine with that.
Okay. Anything else? Then I'm going to take a vote on a motion to accept the motion to issue a -3 DOA approving the project with the conditions just mentioned. Dot?
Yes.
Kalina's a yes. Buzz?
Wait, we need to second
made the
it
motion?
first.
I made the motion, sorry.
Yeah, I'll
Will you make
second
a
it.
motion? I shouldn't make the motion. Would you make a motion?
I'll make that motion.
And we have a second. Buzz, thank you. I'm so bossy. Dot?
Yes.
Kalina's a yes. Buzz?
Yes.
Marilyn?
Yes.
All right, that motion carries. Thanks.
Great, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. It's a few minutes early, is that all right? We'll open our public hearing. You want to wait 2 minutes?
Let's jump into 28 Rabbith.
All right, then moving on to 28 Rabbith Road. This is a request for a DOA for proposed removal of hazard trees and for treatment of invasive plants. This has been continued from an earlier date. Is there someone who would like to, from there, want to come up and just identify yourself for the record, please?
Good evening. My name is Frank Jericho. I live at 28 Rabbith Road, Kingston. I've been up there, a resident for over 40 years with my wife, who's a lifelong resident of the town, Jennifer Cronin. So a situation came up in the last few weeks we've been dealing with, and we're very concerned about it. You know, I came up with a bullseye on my leg. My wife's bit by ticks. Dogs are bringing them in all over the place. And I know you've asked to leave some of the grass long and undisturbed, which really is very concerning to my wife and I. I'd like to continue this because I am not an expert on wetlands. I'm sorry, I don't know very much about it. I can speak on a lot of subject matters, but not on this. But I think we want to understand a little bit more about the tick habitat and what the Conservation Commission is going to do to try to help mitigate it. And number one was we're concerned about the grass. I mean, not being able to cut the grass. So.
And was October 22nd your preferred date?
Probably at next meeting. Yeah, that'll be fine.
All right. Do I hear a motion to continue this matter to October 22nd?
I'll make the motion to continue to October 22nd.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion, maybe someone
Dot
besides
and
me. Dot and Marilyn. And we will hear you then.
Thank you so
Good luck
much.
with your ticks.
Can we get anybody?
Wait, we didn't take a
Buzz?
vote.
Yeah.
You didn't
Take a
vote
vote.
on continuance?
We got a vote on that.
Dot,
Oh, yes.
Marilyn,
Yes.
Buzz,
Yes.
and Clena's yes. Okay, so that motion carries. We'll see you on the 22nd. Thanks.
Thank you all very much. Thank you.
Good night.
All right.
Now
Are
we
we
can do
ready to
public
move
hearings.
to, okay. We're going to move forward to public hearings, it being the right time of day. We have a request for amendment to orders of conditions. This is continued from an earlier date regarding 20 Marion Drive, 1 Royson Drive. Matt, you want to brief us on that?
Yeah, do we have to officially reopen the hearing for the record?
No, it's a
No?
continuation.
It's a
Well,
continuance.
don't you have to open it to continue it? I don't know.
I don't think so, but we
No?
could
So,
should take a vote on it
anyways,
if
we
you'd
had
like.
a request from the applicant to continue this because we just got the peer review results back essentially yesterday. So they only had 24 hours to review that. So they're requesting October 22nd, I assume? October 22nd. That should be plenty of time for them to review and come up
Yeah,
with.
I'll make that motion to continue to October 22nd.
Thank you, Buzz. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right. I'm going to take a vote on that. Dot?
Yes.
Colleen is a yes. Buzz?
Yes?
Marilyn?
Yes.
On Buzz's motion to continue to October 22nd, that carries. Thank you very much. Okay. Next, we have 8 Melt Pond Road.
We have 49 Old Mill Road. You're in enforcement,
Oh, we're
not
in-
public hearings.
okay.
Sorry, 20 Marion shows up twice.
We
today.
have a notice of, yeah, it does. We have a notice of intent for proposed addition of a porch, septic system upgrade, and a driveway modification within the buffer zone to BVW and the 200-foot KWPR riverfront area to an intermittent stream. This was continued from an earlier date. And this is 49 Old Mill Road. You want to update us on that?
Sure, yeah, this was another addition on the septic system, and we discussed at the last meeting, or last hearing, that the project as proposed did not meet the standards of KWPR for structural setbacks or for septic components within 100 feet of well and resource areas. Suggested that they come back with a more compelling plan, and they did that. They came back with extending the mitigation area up to Old Mill Road, providing more protection against, BVW, and they confirmed that the roof infiltration system is built to handle a 1-inch storm, and they proposed a septic system that is alternative treatment technology, and it's here. It is a Singular Biokinetic WTS Model 960, and it will reduce the 5-day biochemical oxygen demand and total suspended solids entering the leaching system. It's an over 95% reduction in both. It does improve water quality in the effluent, but it does not appear to treat nitrogen, phosphorus, or bacteria directly. So it is not a perfect system. I think if it was put in a place where there were more open water or perennial stream, vernal pool, things like that, the commission may want to see more treatment. But for this filing in front of us, it still does not meet the same standards it didn't meet before, but now I think you have enough mitigation shown that, this likely mitigates the increase in actual flow seen in a 1-bedroom addition. So if the commission has no concerns or questions, I'd recommend approving the project through issuance of OOCs with special conditions already discussed at the prior hearing.
Do you have any comments, or?
Unless the commission's looking for additional information, I think Matt summed it up well.
Did this commission have any questions?
I just have a curious question, because I was looking at the specs for the system, and I saw where additional enhancements can transform the system into a denitrification system. Was that something you looked at, or you knew you didn't have to, or?
Scott Finero with Grady Consulting did the coordination with the Board of Health agent, and I think Scott did have a discussion with Matt. I haven't been involved in the septic components of it, so I'm not, and it's not my expertise, so I don't
Mine neither.
have a good answer for you on that.
Okay, thanks.
I'd also like to open the hearing for comments or questions from the public. Is there anyone online or present here who has a comment? Raise your hand. Do you see anybody with a raised hand? I recognize Pine Dubois.
Hi, Commission, and thanks very much. I only want to bring up that, from my understanding, the tributary there flows to the Jones River. There are a number of other dwelling units. I'm not suggesting that you not issue a order of conditions, but I do feel like you're setting a standard for what we do know is impact, and the Jones River is affected by nitrogen with the TMDL required. So I feel like as long as you're thinking about the other downstream units that are also along here, this water is coming from the Cranberry Bog. It's part of a bifurcated part of, I don't know whether you want to call it the Jones River Brook or whatever, but, you know, we need to consider the nutrient load as a very significant factor in this. It's not alone, and it's not disconnected from the larger ecosystem. That's all I wanted to say.
All right, thank you, Mr. Dubois, and would you please identify yourself for the record?
Well, thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Adam Brodsky. I'm a local environmental and land use lawyer. I've been asked to assist the applicants with respect to this project. I simply would like to draw attention to Scott Fanara, our professional engineer's letter to you, in which he describes the innovative alternative system and renders a professional opinion that the treated effluent will have no adverse impact whatsoever on any of the interests protected by your local regulations for riverfront to an intermittent stream. Again, this is not subject, at least to the riverfront requirements in the State Wetlands Protection Act. This is a local requirement. And critically in his letter, says that the proposed system is going to result in a 94 to 96% reduction in biochemical oxygen demand, BOD, certainly over existing conditions, a 50 to 82% reduction in TSS, total suspended solids, and a reduction in nitrogen. And he used a median average of 65 milligrams per liter to 12 milligrams per liter. This is not going to have an adverse impact on that intermittent stream. I just want to make sure that it's clearly stated in the record. Again, we recognize the Commission's jurisdiction, again, the applicant, without my involvement, decided to propose the innovative treatment to provide additional protections here.
Okay, thank you.
Can I add a little bit to that?
Please.
And thinking of setting, precedents, that's part of why I brought up that I think in another location this wouldn't cut it. If this was a new build, it might not cut it. I think if this was a new build, you may be saying you're going to have to add some treatment to this. We want to see that there's not any detrimental impacts here. But I think given the situation where there already is a house there already is a septic system there, what we're talking about is a one-bedroom increase. And does what they showed throughout all of this between the three different types of mitigation, counteract that? And I would say probably yes.
My question, as I said, was one more of curiosity, given that nitrogen is such an issue, and where it, again, their marketing, it makes it sound like it's an easy additional enhancement. I was just curious if anybody else had a take on it, that's all.
Mr. Boyd, do you have another question or a comment?
I'd just like to answer that question.
No,
from
sorry,
Alan.
I take my hand down, thanks, sorry.
Okay, Buzz?
Yeah, so the issue with going to the nitrogen removal is it greatly increases the cost and maintenance of the system over time.
Similarly, there are phosphorus removal systems now that use a media, and I think there's a lot of maintenance to that as well.
Well, and again, we're always looking for opportunities to try another approach to allow something to go forward. So
Right.
I'm just looking for more education.
Anyone want
I'll
to?
make a motion to approve the NOI with the previous conditions that discussed, based on the revised plans and mitigation.
All right, I'm going to ask for a motion to close the hearing
Yeah, thank
first.
you.
Do we have a motion to close the hearing?
I'll make that motion.
Oh.
And do I have a
Sorry.
second on that? Say yes, Dot.
Dot, say yes.
Okay, we have a motion to close the hearing. I'm going to take made by Marilyn, Dot seconded, and Buzz,
Yes.
and Colleen is yes as well, Dot and Marilyn, yes. All right, so the
Uh,
hearing is closed.
Now I'll make my motion to approve the NOI as discussed on the amended plans with the mitigation, per the order conditions as previously discussed in our standard order conditions as well.
Great, do I have a second on that?
Second.
All right, I have a motion to approve the NOI, and it's been seconded. I'm going to take a vote on that, Dot,
Yes.
and Colleen is a yes. Buzz
Yes?
and Marilyn?
Yes.
Okay, so that motion carries as well. Thank
Thank you very much. Good night.
Excuse
Good
me,
night.
just for my notes, what was Scott's last name?
Fanara, F-A-N-A-R-A.
Thank you.
He's with Brady Consulting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Is that it?
Enforcement?
Okay. And we did 20 million, did we do 20 million? So we're going to move to 8.
No, we do 20 Marion again.
Okay.
Because we have to open it and continue, and then allow them to
Yeah.
fulfill their request to continue.
So, I open the matter of 20 Marion, 1 Royson Drive. Let me just find that on my notes. So I reopen a hearing for the request for amendment for the proposed installation of a sediment forebay and rain garden within.
That's the public hearing for the amendment. We're just doing enforcement.
All right.
It would be, I think, earlier. It would be in the action item, after the action items.
I'm just looking for it. Oh, so I open the matter of the enforcement on 20 Marion Drive.
Perfect. So, September 25th, I went around in the rain with our intern to do some compliance checks on known construction sites, and there was a significant release of sediment from 20 Marion Drive into the impounded section of Smelt Brook. And the owner of the site, Larry, was there, and so we talked a bit about it then. And I told him that we'd be discussing it tonight, and then earlier today, he requested continuance on this matter as well as the amendment so that he would have time to discuss it with his lawyer. It's something that the commission doesn't have to do that. If the commission in any situation feels that they need to discuss something or issue something on enforcement, they have every right to do that. I just wouldn't recommend it. So I know he already did take some steps. You know, I talked with him about kind of how he would need to go about stabilizing the site better, and he has already come in with more silt sock. As to whether that's going to do the trick, I'm not sure. I gave him some other ideas as well about how to stabilize the site when you have open dirt for long periods of time. So my recommendation would be to continue this to October 22nd for further discussion on continued noncompliance.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, let's hear it.
So, I feel like this is about the 5th or 6th time that we've had this discussion about runoff into that brook.
It's actually more.
Okay. So, at what point is he gonna wrap this up over there?
I don't know. I know we've asked them that before. I think what they're building right now is the 3rd building out of 5. So I think that's why it's important to discuss with them, because, you know, there was a time that the commission was threatening with revoking the permit.
And we have grounds to do so.
So I think that there's a lot of conditions on this permit. This was not a permit that was issued lightly, and then the conditions have not really been followed in a lot of ways. So in some ways, portions of the site have already stabilized, which is great, and ultimately when the whole site is stabilized, everything might be great, but for now, it's continued. I mean, when I was there on the 25th, there were 2 workers in different, I don't know, excavators, bulldozers, whatever, pushing dirt around in the rain on a rainy day. It was a lot of exposed dirt piles. And then when we got significant rain later in the day, everything moved because there's nothing there to contain it. And
this is repetitive. This isn't the first time something like that has happened, I think, to Buzz's point.
right, yeah. Yeah, I just think for the commission's best, best effect, best protection,
I
it's
understand
probably best just to
procedurally.
continue
Yeah, I
it procedurally, but you don't have to. It's just better, I think, to have him here to speak to it, and in the meantime, he has taken steps to improve the stability of the site at a minimum.
Did you have notice of this hearing?
Yeah, and he requested continuance. Because
Today?
he was going to be away, and he wanted to have time to go over all the facts with his lawyer.
Does anybody want to make that motion to continue this to October 22nd?
I understand the procedural wisdom of doing it, but I do it begrudgingly.
I'll second.
Do we have a begrudging second?
Was that an actual motion, or?
Kind of.
Okay.
Kind
Yeah, it was.
Yes,
I'll make an official motion to continue it.
You didn't like my motion, Buzz. It was a motion.
I loved it. No, I loved it. I was feeling the same way, but I loved it.
Buzz has made the motion, and do we have a?
Why is my motion not?
Your motion is okay.
Poor wording.
You didn't actually say that you continue it. You could say begrudgingly continue it.
So why don't
So
we
did-
just
did-
go with
did-
Buzz's motion? Do we have a second?
Yeah.
Second.
So
All
Dot
right.
seconded, there we go.
All right, we have a motion to continue to October 22nd. I'm gonna take and it's been seconded by Dot. I'm going to ask for a vote. Dot?
Yes.
Colleen is a yes. Buzz?
Yes.
And Marilyn?
Yes.
Very good. Continue. We'll see them on the 22nd. We moving to Smelt Pond?
Yep.
All right, 8 Smelt Pond Road.
Recently, I had a few minutes to go through our filing spreadsheet and look for projects that were ongoing, trying to see if there were any who had expired permits or anything that hadn't been done yet.
Yeah.
So I reached out to a few where we had issued a permit a while ago and not had any movement on. And 8 Smelt Pond was one of those. It was a addition that was permitted, I think in 2022, on Smelt Pond with alternative technology septic. And I reached out to the homeowner, Dan Pepe, who's here tonight, and I just asked, I said, hey, your permit's good for several more years, but I haven't heard anything, and I haven't had, recorded conditions or anything like that. And he said, well, it's going great, it's almost done. I said, well, actually, you're supposed to do X, Y, and Z before starting work, so let's do a site visit. I went out and did a site visit. He had already taken some steps. He sent me the picture of the recorded orders of conditions, which had been recorded right after they were issued. It just wasn't provided to us. He made up a sign, put the sign up, and then when we got to the site visit, there was no erosion control, which he said he had installed the erosion control. He just didn't realize he had to leave it there for a long time, and so there was some dirt piled up across the driveway. Just different conditions there were not great, and so I gave him some advice on what to do before this meeting in order to make things as best as they could be, which he has done. He sent pictures of erosion control in place where they're supposed to be. He got rid of the dirt pile. I have some pictures. If anybody wants to see pictures, I can put stuff up on the board. If the commission wants to see the site, we can do a site visit and you can see stuff. He can speak to anything you have questions about. Where the dirt was piled up, if the commission remembers, that site behind the house was Smelt Pond downslope, but across the street, which is a dirt access road, there were wetlands on the other side. So where the dirt was piled up on top of the hill, it has gone down the hill. I kind of told him just leave that there. It's right up to or in the wetland, but going down there with a machine to remove it probably does more damage than good. So in the meantime, I said just get rid of the dirt, throw some wood chips down for stabilization, and just leave it until the commission can review things. And then the last portion of it was, there was a concrete patio underneath the decks that were being replaced or resurfaced. And he's working on, that has been removed and being replaced with pervious pavers, and which is, I think, great, and it's an improvement, just wasn't permitted. So that's kind of another part of it, is that nothing back there seemed to have moved, which kind of blew my mind. This was after I'd already gone around to all these other sites and seen all these stormwater issues, and even without erosion control there was stone dust where the patio had been perfectly leveled, waiting to finish the stone work, and nothing looked like it had run off. So that was a good thing. So he's here if you have questions. I can pull up pictures if you want. You can see the site if you want, but figured at least procedurally got to bring him in front of you.
Does the commission have any comments or questions?
Well, do we want to hear from the person?
Yes, if you want to hear from him, I'll call him out. Please identify yourself for the record.
Dan Pepe, the homeowner at 8 Smelt Pond. Yeah, so I guess there was just some miss thing where I didn't, we got approved from the commission, and then I just didn't send the paperwork in or do the next steps. But I sent Matt a picture of when we originally put the silt fence in. I had like one picture that kind of showed it, but I mean, obviously that wasn't inspected at the time. I just had a picture on my phone from when we did it. And he said that was like, he showed me a couple of the conditions, the sign, I made the sign up, and then, what was the other, there was another one that was, the filing at the registry of deeds, which I did, I just didn't send you guys a copy, so I sent Matt a picture of that, and I can bring a hard copy in for him. But, yeah, other than that, the original, erosion control was in place. I took the last piece away when we took the old septic system out in the beginning of this year, maybe March. And then, yeah, what else? And yeah, I didn't replace it in the front. When we put the septic in, I mean, the lot's really small. This is pretty much where the septic is. There's the street, and then the only area besides where we park our cars, the stage, is the pile of dirt that was left was right on the other side of the road. So that's why we put it there, but Matt suggested getting rid of it instead of putting silt fence around it, so I got rid of it last week and put wood chips down. That's where we're at now, I think.
See if the commission has any questions or comments on this.
So far, so good.
Anything from you, Buzz? No.
No.
All right. Is there anything the commission wants this applicant to do?
That's up to you. I don't know. I think you have unpermitted work going on in the back in this form of what seems to be a good project. If it is truly pervious pavers.
That's the other thing. It's not stone dust. It's 3/8 crushed stone, which.
Oh, perfect.
So it is impervious.
Yeah. The stones themselves, though, the blocks too.
Yeah, I sent you I think I sent you the information on the pavers themselves.
I don't think I have it, but if you can send, I mean,
Teco
I guess you don't have to send it to me now. I guess my point on that is that's got to be permitted somehow. So whether that's, I mean, I don't know if something like that can be done under admin review. That might have to be an RDA.
Okay.
But you would want to see some sort of filing on that just so that it's
Right.
legal. Otherwise, that is at least a beneficial project. It's not like adding anything that shouldn't be there. And then he's going to follow up and finish the mitigation plantings and that sort of stuff and coordinate with me on that. So, yeah. I don't think there's anything, like you've heard, I don't think there's anything, nefarious there. It's just,
No.
we have these issues, and I know we've talked in the past about trying to maybe do things in a different way, where when people sign for a permit, they sign that they understand and that they'll read all the
And the
specifics,
timelines,
because
Yeah.
this happens, and it especially happens when a homeowner is doing a lot of the work themselves, when it's not being handled by the firm that went through the permitting process and said okay to all the different conditions, so.
Do you have a sense of whether an administrative would be sufficient?
I don't know. I've never done anything quite that substantial, and I would have to check
Yeah.
the setbacks and everything like that.
Yeah, so-
It probably requires an RDA filing, so
That
might as
makes
well.
sense.
Yeah. So you could set a date for an RDA filing, and if they don't file an RDA, then you issue an enforcement order. I would just say give them a little bit of time to do that.
How much time?
What's involved? I don't know what's involved with it, but.
Not a ton. It's a form that you have to fill out. It's a,
Is that through you or the registry? Or?
yeah, everything's through me.
Okay. I mean, if it's
Give them
easy
a
enough, I
couple
can get it-
months.
I can get it tomorrow and start whatever the process is. It's not a-
You know
So
what RDA
push it-
stands for,
No, no.
Matt?
But it
Request
sounds
for
great.
determination of applicability. It's the
Okay.
lower level of permitting. Like before you did an order of conditions that requires survey grade plans and
Okay.
a little more expensive filing fees. It's cheaper and easier. You don't need
I'm sold.
plans and
Love
all
it.
that stuff. So,
Cheaper and easier, perfect. But
I
yeah,
can
can
follow
stop
up by
it.
email, and I can just send a email saying, you have until such and such a date to file an RDA, or we'll issue an enforcement order. Does that work?
Yep.
Yeah.
If
So
I
he'll-
picked
he'll- He'll need help with-
December date, was that fine?
The first meeting in December?
Sure.
Do we have that date?
I'll just look it up before I email him.
Okay. Did you have a question, Dot?
He'll have to get help filling it out, engineers or something.
RDA form's not too bad. You
Okay.
should be all right with that.
All right.
Well, if you do run into
Yeah, if I
trouble,
run
you
in-
have some time to figure that out and let
Yeah,
us know.
I worked with Grady on the original project, so if I need something more than what I can handle, I can
Yeah.
reach
Okay.
out again.
All right. Right, thank you.
Thank you.
Did everybody have a chance to look over those July 9th minutes? I could hand them back down? Okay, great.
I don't know if we can vote on that, because I was absent.
All right, well, we'll just put it
Let's-
aside then.
Let's push them
Right.
to the next meeting because
Yeah.
you wanted them printed earlier anyways.
Yeah, right, that sounds great.
Yeah,
wanna-
so you and I were absent from that.
We're gonna have a little backlog on minutes no matter what,
It's all
because I
right.
now have, I have somebody working on getting our backlog of minutes done and every one of these meetings, and it's gonna be tricky. We're doing our
All
best.
right. You are doing a great job, man. Do you
I'm
wanna-
not doing anything with the minutes.
Well, you're overseeing it. You want to update us on the stormwater issues?
Yeah, like I mentioned, I went out September 25th to go check out stormwater stuff in what was a pretty good rainstorm, because that's the good time to go see if everything's tight.
Yeah.
And I had not been on site at either of the off-Tar Kiln sites since going to do, pre-work checks. And both sites had erosion control issues, had stormwater with sediment going past the erosion control. So I issued $300 citations to each one of the builders and said, if you want to go to the next conservation meeting and tell them that you shouldn't get fined, you're welcome to do that. And then had conversations with both of them, and then realized that typically I do give people more of a warning or leeway system, and in this case I just reacted with, hey, you messed up, here's your fine, because it made sense in my head that when you have a builder that's not in compliance and you hit them with a fine, next time they'll know you're serious and they'll pay more attention to their erosion control. But I did. I told them that I would rip them up, so I did.
All right,
So there's your update.
thanks. Anyone want to ask a question on that, or are we all set? Okay. Are we set?
I think we are, yeah. Did you have anything to discuss? No? Okay. Did you sign in? You don't have to sign in. You don't have to sign in, okay. Cool. Just asking.
All right, our next regular meeting is going to be on October 22nd, 2025 at 6:30. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion made by Marilyn, seconded by Dot. Take a vote on that. Buzz?
Yes.
Kalina's a yes. Marilyn?
Yes.
And Dot?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you all very much. It's been a pleasure.